Amazon is changing fast, and you need to be prepared for what to do in 2025 and how to stay ahead of the curve and all of the changes. We're going to go over in the next few minutes exactly what you should be doing in 2025 to really stay ahead in Amazon's ever changing landscape and marketplace, and know exactly what you should be doing in 2025 to really grow and scale your brand on the platform. So, let's dig right into this. First and foremost, there are constantly going to be changes, and 2025 is no different for Amazon changes. This upcoming year, Amazon has introduced that they are not going to be raising any fees for the first time in years. This means no additional referral fees, no additional storage fees, nothing like that is going to be changing in 2025. So, as a seller, you're finally getting a break to be able to hopefully reinvest some of the money that you're using and not have to worry about Amazon charging you more. Secondarily, they also have announced that they're going to be changing how they do FBA inventory reimbursements. This is something that we've talked about in the past, and I think is a little bit of a negative. They obviously are going to be automatically applying these reimbursements for lost inventory, damaged inventory, but now they are doing it based off of manufacturer cost rather than previously. Now you have to either have Amazon decide what your manufacturer cost is, or you have to give it to them. I have never been a fan of this in the past, and this is something that I would really get down pat going into 2025 is knowing exactly what the industry average for your manufacturing cost is for your product and what your average inventory cost is as well. This is definitely an area that I would look at when going into 2025 with all of your forecasting and inventory planning. Now that we've kind of covered the basics of what is changing in 2025, or at least the ones that we know of so far, because Amazon doesn't tell us that far in advance, they like to surprise us with things. Let's talk about the three pillars to always focus on going into 2025. The first and foremost pillar is going to be around SEO and listing optimization. This is a pillar that has not changed since Amazon came out as a platform. SEO and listing optimization are going to be the number one thing you can always be looking at when you're trying to grow on Amazon. This means updating your title, your bullet points, your description, and all of your backend keywords at least once per month. This is going to give you the best chance to do indexing of as many keywords and start ranking on them as well as possible. Let's talk about listing optimization, what that really looks like. So, for listing optimization, you should be looking at doing some fine tuning. Do a lot of A B tests this year. One of the things that I am always going to preach and love to talk about is your main image hack. Make sure that your main image is as fine tuned as possible. You can use services like Amazon's A B testing, where it does A B testing of your main image over a course of a few weeks, or you can do ones with quick action like PickFood that would allow you to immediately get results and understand, is this image truly going to be better or worse than my previous one? And let's talk a little bit about A plus content and also what that means in 2025. A plus content is one of the things that has changed a little bit over the years. New modules that they come out with all the time, and being able to do a brand story as well, and A plus content. I am always going to be a big believer in the idea of having a little bit of crawlable text in A plus content and fine tuning it over every single month. You should, if you don't have premium A plus, constantly be updating and rotating in and out that A plus content you have so that you can get access to premium A plus going into 2025. This is going to give you a major leg up in the overall selling landscape and let you do a lot of cross sale of your different products as well. What is the second pillar on top of that? The second one would be your advancing your advertising with Amazon PPC, making sure that you have everything down pat. Big believers in the idea of doing a much more manual approach than doing something that's automated. And I believe even with us going into the world of AI that we are now, we still have a much better chance of doing some manual optimization. What should you be looking at in 2025 when it comes to Amazon PPC? Sponsor display, sponsor brand. Sponsor display is going to be playing a much bigger role than it has in previous years. The reason for that is that Amazon itself is starting to branch out outside of different areas from its own advertising. For instance, they partnered with TikTok in 2024 to really kind of show you exactly what everything is able to be sold on TikTok, and then you can buy it on Amazon too. It's really going to help you overall grow both your products and your brand, being able to sell and cross sell your items both on and off Amazon as well. Going into Q1 of 2025, everyone struggles with their ACoS because, there's not as much sales volume. Amazon now, as we know, has multiple large selling days as well during the year, and so 2025 will be no different. I wouldn't be surprised if they add even more Prime Days in 2025. Make sure you have your Prime Day strategy prepped ahead of time and that you are ready for it when it comes around. One of the things that I am going to be preaching a lot of in 2025 is broad match types. A lot of people don't like broad match types because typically speaking, they're going to be a little bit more expensive. They're not going to perform as well as an exact. If you don't set it up correctly, it's just going to waste a lot of money. I, on the other hand, am a big fan of broad match types if you do them correctly. So going in 2025, I'm going to be encouraging as many people as possible to dig in and truly understand what it means to have a broad versus a phrase versus an exact match. Even auto campaigns can help you understand where to use broad versus exact more frequently. So that's going to be one of the biggest things I'm looking at in 2025. Building a brand on Amazon is our third pillar. Now, what does this truly mean? I think when it comes to building a brand, you can have two different things. You can have what is considered an Amazon brand, or you can have an actual brand. An Amazon brand is a brand that is just born on the Amazon platform. You don't go to Walmart, you don't go to eBay, you don't go to Shopify. You go only to Amazon and all in on Amazon. And everything around your brand, the product, the packaging, everything is catered towards Amazon. And I think that is both great and also a hindrance to some people. So, one of the things I'm going to be encouraging people in 2025, take a very deep look at your brand and see how you can go from having an Amazon brand to a true story brand. And a story brand is one in which it all encompasses Amazon as a whole. This is one of those areas where I think people fail on Amazon to really differentiate into other markets, and something I want people going in 2025 with the mentality of. If you right now thought of selling on other marketplaces and differentiating what you are doing, I highly encourage you to take a look at what your brand is. That's not to say don't continue building a brand on Amazon, because once you have an established brand on Amazon, you have all of the power in the world. So continue focusing very heavy on increasing that search volume on Amazon. But again, as we talked about with the advertising, sponsor display will be your best friend. Look at targeting in other ways and off Amazon marketplaces, whether that be Google, Meta, or again, sponsor display, DSP. These are all areas in which you can start to really expand your brand's view and market and get people to know you as a brand and not just a product on Amazon. That's something I'm really going to be encouraging. The best way to do this on Amazon as well from a brand building will be your brand story and your A+ content. This is going to give you the biggest leg up in 2025 to be able to say, this is our brand, this is our history, this is our story, here is what we are trying to do for people. And that is something I'm always going to encourage people, especially going in 2025, to really focus on and really start building, because we're starting to get away from the idea of having brands, instead having just no-name products that mean next to nothing to anyone. Let's build a brand, not just a store, not just an Amazon brand. Let's truly try and scale with something like that. Scale beyond Amazon. Go into Walmart, go into eBay, go into Shopify. Try and see if you can do Google SEO and advertising. Try and see if you can do Meta advertising. Try TikTok, even though apparently it's going to be banned sometime soon. It's something that everyone should be focused on, is trying to expand outside of not just their current purview, but just truly building a brand and expanding into new markets. If you are trying to get as much new traffic and new market share as possible, this is going to be the best way for you to do it. Finally, one of the things that we try and do here is show exactly how we help people, right? So this is going to be essentially a case study of how we're trying to build into 2025. We have taken all of the tools that we have at our disposal and built up case studies of tons of clients every single year with full on 12-month plans to really show exactly where we have helped boost those sales. So all of that being said, the biggest takeaways here are focus on your SEO, focus on your PPC, focus on your branding. These are the things that I think going into 2025 are going to be the most important. Don't fall for all of this new AI stuff. It's always going to be the same on Amazon. Stay to the exact metrics you have. Check your metrics. Try and improve your click-through rate. Try and improve your conversion rate. Try and improve how much traffic generation you're getting both on and off Amazon to build a brand in 2025 and really scale from where you are to even 10x of where you are. Those are going to be the things that I'm always going to encourage going into this new year. This is where my head is currently at. I expect other people to also be here. Don't put all your eggs in one basket at the end of the day. As always, don't just keep up. Dominate Amazon in 2025, and you are going to be one of the best new brands if you follow all of these exact steps.